So let's start this video with a little bit of foundation demo. I'm going to apply this on my skin. My shade is in 8 and I have normal to combination skin. I'm gonna shake this up. And what I like to do is I like to do this because it's really gratifying. As you can see, my large pores and my pigmentation. And now I like to use my hand to just like smear it on my face first before I use a flat brush to apply it. This is still my favorite way to apply any kind of foundation. So this is one side of my face done. I feel like it evened out the skin tone really nicely, even though I do have a little bit of like uneven shade here. But overall, I think it's a very nice natural look. And my shade is a little bit different because I got a little bit tanner, but on usual days, shade 8 is perfect for me. I'm gonna smear it down. You can really see my pores, right? So I have no primer on, only moisturizer. I know this product is advertised as like a skin blurring kind of foundation, but for me, I have really enlarged pores and I find that it's quite minimal for me in terms of like skin blurring, but my skin does look very healthy and nice, very hydrated kind of look. My forehead is a little bit tan because I try not to apply my foundation all the way to my hairline. I think it's a little bit unnatural, so I just try to blend in with my actual skin like that. Once I have a little bit of bronzer and darker powder on, it will blend out quite nicely. But this is how the foundation looks like. Oh yeah, usually I will go in with a second layer on this area where I'm a little bit like insecure about. Oops. So I take a little bit more and I apply it on areas where I feel like need a little bit more. I think just here, and apply it like that and get a very nice cover. I'm also going to show you how I contour, how I put on other products on this face, so you can see how well or how poorly it works with like the rest of the product. The next thing I usually do is I will apply my cream bronzer because like I mentioned, my shade is a little bit off. Use this little puff and just fast forward this process so you can see. So you can see how well the liquid bronzer blended with the foundation. I think it's very seamless. It doesn't move the foundation and I like that. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply the cream blush from Fenty as well. This is in Rosé Latte. I've been really loving like darker blush, so that's why I'm using Rosé Latte. Denser brush. I really like how the foundation doesn't shift and doesn't move under like other application. So the last step, I'm going to powder with a matte pressed powder to set everything. So now that the application is done, I do want to share with you my review on it and just overall how I feel about this Skin Tint foundation from Fenty Beauty. So first up, just a little bit of summary from the application. As you can see, it applies very well and it has a very natural look with minimal glow after it's completely set, and it works really well with the rest of the product that I've used on it, whether it's cream or powder. Next, I want to talk about wear test. I have normal to combination skin and I feel like this foundation looks best for about 4 to 5 hours. After that, with like a face mask on and off, I started to get a little bit oily on my forehead as well as my cheek area, and it wasn't melting off my skin per se, but I feel quite comfortable with all the shine happening on and also sweat because Singapore is really humid. So I think this foundation looks best 4 to 5 hours in a very humid environment like Singapore. I feel like I covered longevity in the wear test category, but If you want the skin tint to last a little bit longer, I definitely recommend you to bring a pressed powder to set your face throughout the day if it's getting oily. I think that would really help, but for me, I don't like bringing pressed powder out to set my face again and again. I just sort of let it work on my skin. So that's that. I guess you can blot with like tissue paper or something like that. Yeah, but longevity wise, like I mentioned, it looks best 4 to 5 hours, after which you might get oily. If you have normal to combination skin, if you have oily skin, I would really put on the mattifying primer. I would really set my face with like loose powder just to have some precaution if you want this foundation to look good on you. I guess it all boils down to whether I love this foundation and whether I enjoyed this foundation, and the answer is yes and yes. I do really enjoy putting this foundation on. I feel very excited because it's just so natural. It doesn't have that overdewiness, even though it's a skin tint. It has coverage, and I think it's something that's very easy to apply on without worrying about covering too little, if you know what I mean, if you have hyperpigmentation. So this is my review on the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Skin Tint Foundation. I hope you guys find this video useful, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!